Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the aftermath. Well, what can I say? It's been a very, very disappointing weekend for Arsenal. I can't believe we lost that game. You know what? I can't believe we lost that game against Manchester United. We started off so well. I think that first half, for me, was the best performance I've seen from Arsenal so far this season. We pressed them, we harried them, we didn't give them any time on the ball. We had chance after chance after chance. We moved the ball quickly. Everything that we've been wanting from Arsenal this season, they delivered that in the first half, apart from a goal. They just could not finish. Jack Wilshere missing the best chance of all when clean through. He had Alexis Sanchez to his left-hand side. He could have played him in, or to be honest, he didn't even need to play him in. He should have just buried the goal and he hit it straight at the keeper. And there was other chances throughout the game where we just seemed to just kick the ball straight to De Gea. And Danny Welbeck missed a couple of decent chances. I remember one header that I think he should have buried, and we just didn't put away our chances. And when you're playing in the Premier League and you're up against quality attacks, quality players, and you don't bury them, you can lose a game. You can concede a penalty. You can concede a free kick like what we did at Swansea and somebody puts it away. Or you can have a dose of bad luck, which we had, where Kieran Gibbs, Szczesny clashed. Then the deflection goes in off Gibbs. United, they didn't deserve to be ahead, no way. But what disappointed me then was it's like after that goal went in and Jack Wilshere went off with the injury, it's like our heads dropped. I mean, I know, obviously, the human beings players, and we haven't been doing very well recently, and they're thinking at the back of their mind, we don't want to lose this one. But somebody on that pitch has got to be a leader. Get in amongst all the players and say, listen, the game ain't over yet. The game ain't over yet. But it's almost as if the fight that they showed in the first half, it just all went out of them. And then I suppose we had to go for it. We went very gung-ho and we got caught again. And Rooney showed Jack Wilshere what you do when you're through one-on-one with a great finish. And that was it. Game over. Olivier Giroud, in injury time, scored probably the best goal I've seen at Arsenal this season. A magnificent, probably actually, maybe the one in the Community Shield was a bit better, but the one yesterday that he scored was a magnificent goal, and it was great to see him back, but ultimately too late, and we lost at home to Manchester United. I hate losing. I hate losing to Manchester United nearly as much as it is damaging to lose to Tottenham. When are we going to beat them? They're not even any good. That's the thing that upsets me. You know, look at their back four yesterday. I mean, we had a chance to put them away and we never, and it's a terrible start now to the season. The league is gone, let's face it. Let's not talk about winning the league anymore. That is completely gone. All we can hope for is top four and that we can do something in some of the cup competitions that we're left in. It's already a bad season for Arsenal, and it's up to those players on the pitch now to try and retrieve it. Let's see what you guys had to say about the game. Of course, you would have seen a lot of the interviews from yesterday. A lot of fans very, very angry after yet another defeat, 2 defeats in a row for Arsenal. Let's see what you guys had to say about it. The Usmanovites says, poor discipline from the boys in the second half as a result of not being able to tuck out the chances in the first half. Spot on. That's what it boiled down to. I mean, people will say tactics, people will say this and that. The tactics in the first half were spot on. We should have won that game. Nid says, failing to sign a centre-back and a central defensive midfielder is the reason why our season has ended before it even began. And he says, Wenger out. Again, we've gone over this. Listen, Arsene Wenger, I personally think that Arsene Wenger would be better off coming out and saying, you know what, fans, I got it wrong. As a fan said yesterday, I gambled on trying to get through to say January without having a centre-back and a defensive midfielder, and it didn't work out, and with the injuries and that, I couldn't have foreseen them, but I left myself short, and it was my mistake, and I'll try and put it right. But to try and pretend like it's okay, no. Nacho Monreal, I feel sorry for the guy. He shouldn't be playing there. He does his best. You know what? I can see why Arsene Wenger plays him there instead of Chambers, because of his pace. His recovery and pace is a lot more than Chambers, probably a little bit more experience than Chambers as well. But the problem is anything that comes in of height. So any ball that was lumped up, for instance, to Fellaini in that game, he's had no chance of winning it. He just ain't got the height. And that's Arsene Wenger's fault. That's not Nacho Monreal's fault. You know what I mean? He can't grow a foot overnight, you know? Nazim says, we started the game fantastically. Slowly as the game went on, we kept getting weaker and kept getting caught on the counter. We must improve, definitely. Don't Care says, disgraceful. McNair, Blackett and Valencia, all playing defensively. Disgusting, he says. Not to forget, they brought on Ashley Young when Luke Shaw went off. They had a completely... You think of the back fours that they've had in the past. Gary Neville, you know, Vidic, Ferdinand, you know, Evra. And look at that back four yesterday. We should have buried Manchester United. Danny Meehan says, last year was Jones on Ozil. This year was McNair on Sanchez. Moyes and LVG both sussing out Arsenal and paying the price. There's no plan B. Sorry, Danny. In the first half, as I said, should have won that game. Should have been out of sight. This defensive masterclass. Yes, defensively in the second half, once they got that first goal, they were able to camp out at the back and hold out. But this defensive masterclass, no, it weren't. It was only because Arsenal missed chance after chance after chance that weren't a cricket score yesterday. And who can you blame for that? I've got to blame the players for that. You can blame Wenger for the centre-back position. You can blame Wenger for not buying a defensive midfielder. But you know what? You can't blame Wenger for Jack Wilshere missing that chance yesterday, or for Welbeck heading that chance over when he should really have scored, or for other players when they were through not making right decisions. You can't blame Arsene Wenger for that. Those are the players who've got to take responsibility for that. Harry Pless says, spineless and lack of character, bottle the big games, need to step up. Third should be a minimum expectation for Arsenal. You know what the funny thing is? We still can make that top four. I mean, Liverpool have been beaten by Crystal Palace. It's still wide open. I mean, yeah, the top two places almost seem to be, it's going to be Chelsea and Manchester City, but the top four is going to be wide open this season. Trust me, I really think it is going to be. Gunnerview says, I understand people wanting Wenger out, but is it Wenger's fault that we missed all those chances? Koscielny and Debuchy coming back will be huge. That's what I sort of made that point a minute ago, and I agree with you there. You can't blame Wenger for that. Damien Hackey says, maybe it'd be good to finish one season badly. Third or fourth places in recent years have gave the club just enough excuses, and he says, hashtag change needs crisis. I don't like crisis. I don't like it. CS Myla 20 says, missed chances, injuries, bad luck, defensive lapses and frustration, a microcosm of the entire season. I agree with him there. Gunamat said, good first half, missed great opportunities, still defending poor, but that's what you get when you have Monreal playing at centre-back. Monreal copying all the blame again, when I actually thought yesterday he had a very, very good game. Joshua Gorton says, in isolation, not a bad performance. The game should have been won by half-time, but it's deja vu. So naive defensively. Alexis says, I think we done really well. Rooney and Di Maria were clinical. Di Maria, that chance he missed when he was clean through. He weren't clinical, but he was the dangerous player, definitely. But overall, I just think Manchester United got lucky. There was a lot of luck in their victory yesterday. Jay says, we're seeing the result of Wenger's negligence. The buck stops with him. This team has gone 2 steps back since the last season because of him. And Lee Parker simply says, Wenger out. And there was quite a few fans saying Wenger out yesterday. And where does Arsene Wenger go from here? Listen, we need to start winning some games. We need to start winning some games. We've got Borussia Dortmund coming up on Wednesday. I actually think, in a way, it's a bad game because they're doing very well in the Champions League and they're a big team and they're capable of coming and doing what Man United did. They're a better team probably than Man United, or just as good as Manchester United. But then in another way, it's a very good game to have because, you know, it's another really big game. And if we can go out there and get a result, maybe that can get a bit of confidence. I think there's a lot of confidence problems, confidence issues in the players at the moment because of the Anderlecht result where we threw away a 3-goal lead, because of that defeat at Swansea. They need to just, come on players, show some fight. Get a grip of yourselves. I mean, stop feeling sorry for yourselves. Get a grip. You're better than Man United. Even though we lost yesterday, we're better. But you've got to believe it up here that you're better. If you believe it up here that you're better, you'll win. And at the moment, we just seem to be a emotional wreck. We go 1-0 down, or we're in a game where, you know, a team pulls a goal back. We're like this. What's going on? The team, you know, listen, it needs strengthening in certain areas, definitely. And I hope that happens in January. But come on, get it together. Oh, I hate losing to United. I hate it. Listen, as I said, the game on Dortmund coming up. So let's hope we can bounce back. Don't forget to keep subscribing to Arsenal Fan TV. Don't forget to support my Movember, should I call it. Look at that. My little Tash is growing up. We've got about another week to go. So look at the link below and don't forget to donate to Movember. And if you're looking for a gift for your loved one this Christmas, don't forget to check out our all-new shop. Loads of gifts in there. There's this one. I love this one. Arsenal Rocks. The AFC, AC/DC. You get it? Yeah? Right. This one has been absolutely flying out the shop. Let me move it closer to the camera. I absolutely love this. Let me introduce you to my little friend. It's a shame he didn't score yesterday, but he's still a brilliant player. And we got things like these varsity jackets, you know, what are these, $29.99 I think they are, something like that. Listen, great presents for Christmas. Scarves are there. If you want to get a scarf, your Arsenal scarves, all these things are there. We know we're going for a bad time at the moment, but we've got to still keep supporting our club. We've got to get behind the boys. Things can only get better. We've got to bounce back from Saturday, and I hope we do against Borussia Dortmund. Oh, come on, Arsenal!
Can't defend the indefensible no more. I'm not having him telling me black is white and white is black. The bottom line is, you can't argue what the man has done for the club. Just look.